Good Wednesday afternoon. Thanks for joining us on KARE 11 News Now. I'm Chris Harapsky. Right now, we are under a KARE 11 weather impact alert because of the dangerously hot temperatures that are settling in over Minnesota. This heat not helping with the wildfires up north that have closed the Boundary Waters Canoe Area Wilderness. Those fires also plummeting our air quality, with air quality alerts going through tomorrow. We'll check in with the weather team in just a little bit. Just this afternoon, an update from officials currently battling raging wildfires in northern Minnesota.
As of last night, we have a new fire that had started. It came from Ontario, and it's west of the Gunflint Trail. It is now known as the Little Knife Fire. We estimate that fire to be about 28,000 acres, maybe 6,000 in the United States.
All of those things fire loves: hot, dry, and wind. So all of those little lightning strikes became bigger and bigger, and we're talking exponential growth. Some of these fires moved 6 to 7 miles in a day under those conditions.
Just today, Governor Walz extending a peacetime emergency for response to those fires for 30 days. According to the DNR, several fires burning in northern St. Louis and Lake counties were started by what officials are calling a July lightning event. Those fires are currently covering about 55,000 acres in northern Minnesota and have rapidly grown over the last few days. Breaking news right now, President Donald Trump throwing his political weight behind Mike Lindell for governor of Minnesota. In a post on social media, Trump called Lindell one of America's greatest and hardworking patriots and wished him good luck in the race. Lindell, most famous for his My Pillow business, has been a friend of Trump's for years. He got into major legal trouble for pushing claims that the 2020 election was stolen, forcing him to shell out thousands in settlements. Lindell is up against several candidates for the Republican nomination, including Minnesota House Speaker Lisa Demuth and businessman Kendall Qualls. The winner of that August primary will likely face Democrat Amy Klobuchar for the governor's office. New today, President Trump suggesting that Immigration and Customs Enforcement do not stop doing traffic stops. This comes one day after ICE said it is suspending vehicle stops and chases after 2 deadly shootings in the last week. Border Czar Tom Homan says it's just a temporary pause while they review policies to make sure ICE agents are safe and doing the right thing. The order comes after agents shot and killed 2 men 6 days apart during traffic stops in Texas and Maine. In both cases, the people killed were not who the agents were looking for. Homeland Security has not responded to the new order. This dangerous heat right now in Minnesota comes as the USA Cup soccer tournament is underway with teams from all over the world, and organizations have already had to make up some changes to keep everybody safe. Gordon Severson talked with fans and athletes.
Most parents are willing to do just about anything for their kids.
We've got lots of coolers, the boys have lots and lots of drinks, and we've got a canopy over our bench.
For these soccer moms, that includes a road trip to Minnesota from Illinois to watch your sons play in 95-degree weather in the USA Cup.
How's the umbrella going?
It's necessary. Yes, it does. Yes, big time, yes.
While it may be hot on the sidelines, it's even worse on the field.
Oh, it's been really hot and the turf makes it hotter.
Mateo Castro played his games over the weekend, so he's done.
I played a team from Canada, which is cool.
Yes, a lot cooler than Minnesota right now, I'm sure. Mateo and several other players are passing their time by trading pins with other countries.
This one's from Brazil.
A country that is used to heat, much like Trinidad, where Zane is from. And he's also collecting pins to keep his mind off the heat.
From Canada, Norway, Cuba.
Thanks to these kids, he can now add the U.S. to his collection.
Thank you.
After all, that's what this tournament is all about, having fun and meeting other players from around the world.
25 states and 13 countries.
Tournament spokesperson Sarah Soli says more than 1,100 teams will play in the tournament this week, and each team has a different tolerance when it comes to the heat.
We're monitoring the weather. We're implementing breaks, water breaks.
With the medical team standing by and plenty of indoor spaces with air conditioning where teams can go to escape the heat. But once the games start, the parents and players are all in, ready to play.
We have an older son. We were here for the weekend tournament too. So we're like pros now. Not saying it's gotten easier. but I'm like umbrella, sunscreen, and then when we're done with the game, we're out.
Gordon Severson reporting for us there. Cleanup is underway this morning after destructive fire at a church in Rosemont that happened on Monday. The Ethiopian Orthodox congregation moved into the building just 3 months ago after members spent months renovating that space. Church leaders say they purchased the site about 6 months ago after outgrowing their former space in St. Paul. No one was hurt, thankfully, but there is extensive damage to the entire building. Church members hope that they'll be able to rebuild, but are unsure if they'll be able to return to that building.
We built this church basically from the ground. We remodeled everything. There's nothing we can do if we all stand together.
An online fundraiser is now underway to help the congregation figure out the next steps to rebuild. Today we're learning more about the 3 people killed in a pontoon collision on Lake Pepin. The sheriff's office identifying those who lost their lives. Ashley Monson, Manuel de Angel Sola, and Nicholas Locklear, all from Wabasha. Our Ian Russell has more about them.
We're learning more information about 3 people killed in a boat crash on Lake Pepin in southeastern Minnesota over the weekend, as a memorial in Wabasha where they all lived serves as a reminder of the lives lost. A flag hangs from a fire truck in front of the Wabasha Fire Department as the department and city mourn the 3 killed this past weekend. 2 were firefighters, 52-year-old Manuel de Angel Sola and 46-year-old Nicholas Locklear, shown here in a picture from the city of Wabasha's Facebook page. 37-year-old Ashley Monson was also killed. Authorities say they received a call just before midnight Saturday for people screaming for help in the waters of Lake Pepin. They found the boat overturned in the water with 3 people clinging to the sides. Manuel, Nicholas, and Ashley's bodies were recovered during the search. Tributes have poured in for the 3. The Lake City Fire Department posting on Facebook that their hearts are heavy because they are our family. Wabasha Ambulance adding, we lost 3 of our people this weekend, 2 of our own, and 1 more who never had to wear the uniform to be part of this family. All 3 were well known in Wabasha. Deacon John Hust of St. Felix Parish in town says Ashley went to school with his daughter and says this whole community is hurting right now.
The town is very sad, very broken right now. But we had that prayer service last night and just a tremendous outpouring of support. All 3 men that were in the accident were on the fire department. So they're a very close-knit group of people. I have a son-in-law who's on the fire department. They train together. They work together, they have fun together, so it's just very, very sad for everyone involved.
The Wisconsin DNR is investigating what led up to that boat crash, while the Pepin County and Wabasha County Sheriff's Office are also assisting. I'm Ian Russell in Wabasha.
New video this afternoon of U.S. strikes in Iran overnight. U.S. Central Command releasing the video this morning showing attacks on Iran's coastal defense system. Both countries are currently fighting for control over the Strait of Hormuz. Right now, the U.S. military imposing a naval blockade of Iranian ports. Today, members of Minnesota's Somali community are pushing back after comments from the Ramsey County Sheriff linking crime to Somali gangs. The sheriff, meanwhile, is standing by what he said. Here's Lou Ragoose.
A group of Twin Cities Somali community leaders outside St. Paul City Hall condemned a recent live stream by Ramsey County Sheriff Bob Fletcher.
We're going to talk to several Somali experts on the growth of Somali gang crime. It's just a small number of kids, but they are causing a lot of trouble for the Somali community.
Sheriff Fletcher chose to have this conversation on a public YouTube live stream. That is not how we build trust.
On a July 6 post of Live on Patrol, Fletcher, along with investigators and employees, including Somali Americans, cited examples and showed videos of what he described as violence stemming from Somali gangs, consisting of about 300 people in a community of 100,000. Sheriff Fletcher, who has worked on gang cases for 40 years, provided KARE 11 News a 9-page list, a timeline of incidents.
100+ Somali shootings, all gang-related.
KARE 11 has covered many of the incidents on the list.
In a mistaken identity drive-by shooting.
That includes a stabbing with shots fired at Washburn High School in May 2023, which Fletcher says flared up the ongoing retaliatory violence. Court proceedings that followed several of these incidents, including the high-profile shootings outside graduation ceremonies, confirmed gang connections. But these leaders say their community has faced a lot of hate.
Over the last year, our community has been called criminals. We have been called garbage.
And former state representative Hoden Hassan believes that leaves little room for public debate on issues like gang violence in their community.
Is it your belief that the political climate nationally makes something like this conversation off limits to do in a public forum like that?
Having this conversation on a YouTube live stream does not accomplish anything.
I want to talk to our community leaders and leaders in the Somali community later today about the dangers of denial.
Sheriff Fletcher sees the conversation as one worthy of having publicly, while the community leaders say it should have been in private with them.
Has he met with the Somali community leaders?
No, not on this issue.
The issue, again, is one Fletcher says involves 300 people in a community of 100,000. He did not give an on-camera interview, but responded in a statement, quote, "I've worked with the Somali community for 20 years. I welcome the opportunity to collaborate with all organizations wanting to address youth gang violence." Lou Ragoose, Kare 11 News.
Sheriff Fletcher did not provide context how the gangs compare to other gangs in the Twin Cities. He is hosting a community forum on the topic next Tuesday at 6 p.m. The Somali American Partnership says they welcome any good faith conversation. Stick with us. We got more news and weather coming up after the break.